Order at 5:36. This is capital planning. And I want to let you know that open session public meetings are subject to being recorded. Your image and voice will be recorded.
I don't want to be in the middle, Roger.
So our first agenda is to talk to the fire chief about the things that he wants and needs. Do you need a pen? I have a pen.
I had one when I walked in here.
What would you like to start with?
Whatever you want it, wherever you want to start.
Kind of update you on what we just worked with on the selectmen to get some additional money for the ambulance. The ambulance was like, I think the first time in my career I had sticker shock looking at stuff for public safety, which is always much more expensive than the private side, but it's, we started out with a spec really close to Bolton. We work with them a lot on intercepts for the ALS. Got to see the ambulance, looked good, local dealer, blah, blah, blah. And they said that you would need this amount of money, which we initially went for. And then when we got the prices in, it was like, we weren't even close. So we had to go to a third vendor. We went to one, it was high. Went to another one, it was just a little bit off, and then we went to a third one to find something that the committee was, and I was comfortable with the price, but it was still 113 and some change, 113, 191, over what we had on the 320 already in the pocket. So it's like, it's just an exorbitant amount of money. Just for the load system alone, which is that the stretcher and the load system, which brings the patient into the back of the ambulance, was $62,000. The last time I bought one of them, it was $32,000.
Wow.
So it was like everything's gone crazy. It's a seller's market, so it's like we're at their mercy. So it's a little bit, you know what I mean? And can't get this, can't get that, drives the price of everything up. So we're at some extended wait times, 30 months to get it in, but it's also, we can cut 10 to 12 months off that by pre-buying the chassis and delivering it to the factory and save 10 to 12. And it gets, and they have a policy at that wheel coach who's going to be, and we've signed the agreement with the TA, okayed signing of that to move that. I haven't brought that to her yet because we don't know what the process is yet, but it's an option.
Yeah.
Identifying it so that we know, and then we can see if it's an option that we want to take. It makes a lot of sense, but we don't know. So that's the only thing really we're waiting on, but it's moving. So it's like the clock's ticking for it, so that's good.
So did the select board approve that additional 113?
Yeah, I think originally they took it out of opera, but with the option to kind of take something maybe out of EMS money later to repay the ARPA funds, but again, like I always say, it's like they do the money. All I need is the equipment.
Yep.
Get our job done, and it doesn't matter to me really how they move it. So it's like they just make those decisions with the senior finance team, and always do a good job of that. So that's kind of like that's an update on the ambulance, and it's it'll be a really good product for the town of Berlin for 10 years. I've had some wheel coaches, so and they're pretty good rigs. Yep.
Okay.
Very happy with it.
So, let me understand, this is for new ambulance?
Replacing the existing 6A1, which I believe is a...
2007? Because we quote-unquote replaced it in 2017.
5, but yeah, it's right in there someplace.
Okay.
I think
you're
right.
I just remember that we've already replaced it once.
It's either 5 or 7. Yep, right there. So it's like...
So the price increase was 130,000?
It increased going off the bid from what...
That's outrageous.
Isn't it?
No, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I heard this at finance the other night. It was like,
Yeah, it was crazy. It's like, and I had no other option but to come back and ask for additional funding, you know what I mean, or we go without one.
Jeez.
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right. What's in the ambulance funds? I know we had funded that first 3.
I'm not sure of sitting here right now.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that's like I think the money to do that would be there, but I don't know how that senior finance team wants to move it, so I'm not sure. I can't guess.
I know we had taken most of it for the...
All of the original came from there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was most of your
Yep,
ambulance funding.
yep. She's like, June did say something that she likes to keep like a year ahead on that.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
Did
where
we
we are.
budget last year for one of the ambulance?
It's the same
is it?
ambulance.
Oh, it's the same one? The money-
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
We
money,
just- we were-
money wasn't spent then,
No,
No.
no.
so the
No.
money's still
No, but
there.
it's $100,000 more.
$113,000 more to be.
Hundred and some
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
So
No,
they
it's
would
like-
not honor the bid?
No.
No, the bids came in substantially higher on the first two vendors that we went to, and we went back to the table, reworked the specs with the third vendor, and this is the price that we come up to. It's like, the 113 was it, I'm doing the math at the table here, 433 and some change, whatever it is, or whatever that number is, so.
So that would be third ambulance, right?
No,
No.
it replaces us, we only have two.
Only two.
We have
So
two.
we're gonna have two
The
total.
oldest one goes, just comes in and replace it. Then what I asked the lieutenant to do was run it hard for like 3 months, get all the bugs worked out of it, and then rotate them every Monday, so that 6A2 will be out, first out for a week, and 6A1 will be first out, rest a little bit, be a backup, and the next week have that first day out, so they kind of rotates and equals out the maintenance and the wear and tear on each unit. And that was where I came from. I did that years ago, and it's like, kind of takes the edge off the backup. One's not always the backup.
And that price includes everything that goes...
Everything, yep, you can go and
what
service
goes
for
in,
that.
yeah, okay.
Yep. Some things we can bring over, the load system is new, the other one doesn't have a load system, so
Can you sell the old one or trade it in?
trade it in, that's part of it. We got 10,000 for that,
Jeez.
10-year-old vehicle, whatever
Yeah.
it is, you know.
That's some depreciation.
Yeah.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like me selling my car for $5.
Okay.
Do you have a certain order that you want to go in with these?
Nope.
Okay. The next thing I will go over is, I'll just throw this on the table. It's not officially being replaced this year, but I wanted to bring it forward to your committee and to Janet's committee, because it's a big ticket item next year, is a replacement of an engine. And that's huge bucks. Again, sticker shock. Been buying engines a long time. I probably bought 2 or 3 in my career, plus a bunch of ambulances and a rescue and stuff like that. This is probably 300, just over 300,000 more than I've ever spent on an engine.
What did we just replace? We just last year
A tanker.
a tanker.
That's the one that carries all the water.
Yeah.
But they
Okay.
set that up as an engine so that they always had a tender and 3 engines. They set that up so it can be has some engine capability, so there's 2 engines in a tender. We dropped the fleet by a vehicle.
Okay.
So and what this will do is replace the oldest, it's a Pierce engine in 6E3, so that's the designation of it.
And how old is that engine?
It's
Is this
20 or
engine,
21
engine
now.
3?
What?
What engine is it?
Three,
Engine,
yep.
engine 3.
Yeah, it's like 20 or 21 now, or 19 now, and it will be, by the time it gets done, it'll be like 22 plus. At 25, you gotta put antique plates on it, so it's like,
Wasn't that supposed to be replaced in 2020? I don't have, I think I have that on
Yeah.
my, 2020 was the year we were supposed to replace engine 3 on our plan.
On our plan.
yeah, no.
So we knew it,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, so it's a lot of money, and I just thought it would be, I didn't want to be honest with you, have a new chief come in and put him in the hot seat to bring it forward, so people are aware of it, and he can just work with the committees to move it when it comes to next year.
So just so you know, on our 5-year plan, FY '23 to FY '27, it says fire EMS replacement 20-year-old, not 2020, I misspoke. Engine 3, $800,000. It's gonna be more than $800,000.
It's 880 at this today,
Say it again?
880.
Oh, well, that's,
80.
I was expecting $1 million
Okay,
based on the ambulance. That's awful.
yeah, really. Okay.
Isn't that sad? We were just excited. Woo, it's only 880.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the, again, no movement this year.
Yep.
That'll be in for FY '25. I just wanted to, like I said, make everyone aware of it, be upfront with it. The committee's already done 85 to 90% of the legwork to get a new spec done so that we could get in the ballpark and see about what it's gonna cost. It's, I would say even more, probably 90, 95. So it's like, they've never had committees here before to be able to allow them to work on equipment like that, so it's working out really well. They did
Oh,
the
good.
tender, and then they did this, and a good piece. I sit and watch and get my 2 cents in, but they did a really good job. And the other thing of kind of like maintenance issues. One is the AED replacement program, and I sent that email. We looked at, and it's both public safety departments, fire and police that do this. And the one that we just got one off of a state grant for free, and it was a professional model. They have some like layperson AEDs, as you know, and then they have some professional that doesn't give you all the commands, so because you're supposed to know them. So what we looked at in FY '24 is 6 of them, in FY '25 4, and then in FY '26 3. And 9 go to the FD to replace the ones. By that time, all the ones would be at least 10 years old on the FD, and the police get their 4 replaced, 3 the first year, and then 1 the following year in FY '25. So it's like 5, 5, 5 each year for 3 years, just to allow you to kind of like price that out. And they're currently 23.21 each, $2,321.
Can you say again how many you're replacing each year?
In FY '24, 6. In FY '25, it'll be 4. And in FY '26, there will be 3.
3?
Yep. And now-
So total 13? Why did the first time I added up to 15?
15.
So 6 and 4 and
3 is 13.
So I got it wrong. So it's 5. It's probably
thought-
it must be 5 on the last.
6, 4, 5.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
And this year, with the 6, police is getting 1 and you guys are getting
Nope,
5?
3 and 3.
3 and 3. Oh, okay.
Yep. They got some older models, and the other thing that this will do, yep, that must be my Hopkins and math coming out there. So it's like, is interoperability. They'll all be the same at the end of this. All the units that we have, if someone picks one up, they're all the same.
We're doing this at Maynard right now. It's just too hard for the lay person to go to one box and have one type and go to another and have another type.
Exactly. It's challenging.
We did the
Even-
Smart Heart ones.
Yeah, I don't think these are smart ones, but it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's challenging. Even for, it just takes the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, it's just.
They do them, they check them every Friday or as needed, if they use them, and it's like, they just had another save, they had a save Sunday night, or a week ago Sunday, no, a week ago this past Sunday, they had a save, they had a cardiac arrest and had a save. So it's like between the BLS, quick family intervention with with the CPR and the BLS with our people, and then the paramedics coming in, they had a save, so
Nice.
a young person too, only early 50s.
Whoa.
So it's like, was really good stuff.
Do you have a price on those or no?
Yes. 23.
Right now, 23.21 each.
2321. I'm updating our capital planning.
Oh.
I put AED replacement 6545.
I still think the number will be 13, it's not 15. I put 15 down. I think, we don't get more than 3, and the 4 is all the police need, so I think I have a 5, but it's only 13 for the fire.
So it is 6 and 24, 5,
Yep,
4
yep.
and
The
25 and
PP
3.
underneath is a different item, so I have 6, 10, 13. It's 13 units over 3 years. 6, 4, and 3.
Oh, so it is
3.
3, not
Okay.
15,
Got
not
it.
5.
13. That's it with the AEDs, and the only other thing is the what we call the PPE, is the personal protective equipment, is the turnout gear. The second sets of those are getting to be 10 years old. So if we do it in 7 sets over 3 years, we'll be able to get all those ones replaced. Some people get gear and they can make a new set last a long time. Other guys go through it really quick depending on what your tendencies to do in a building fire are. So it's like, it's kind of like where we are with the PPE, and that went up quite a bit there too. That's I think the notes here, let me just find out. Yeah, $44.78 a set for that, which is a lot of money. So, but that's the stuff that protects the people, follows the same existing spec that we got when we did that. When I first came in, we got some PPE, so it's the same for interoperability.
That's the uniform and
Yep.
helmet.
What do you call it, fallout?
PPE,
PPE.
personal protective equipment.
I know PPE, but was fallout? No? Why do I hear fallout? Never mind. Just my hearing's gone. Can't wait for these hearing aids.
So that's kind of like it in a nutshell.
And what do those cost per, about?
$44.78 a set, pants and coat.
$44.78.
Roughly 5,000 each.
Yep.
And how many are you planning on replacing each year?
7.
777?
No, excuse me, 555.
555.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions?
Where's the money coming from?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're supposed to suggest places of,
Actually, it's 7 sets. I looked at my notes here. I'm looking at, this old email was that, and I looked at them, and that will give us everybody with the low 20 number is the one that we need. So it's 7 sets a year at that amount.
7 sets, all right, just.
This email I'm looking at here was done at first, I'm sorry, what, where?
yeah, where's the money coming from?
To be honest with you, how I look at it is, there's a senior finance team that does there's mitigation money they have coming in. I don't know what they'll look at to do that, but there's a senior finance team that looks at where available funding is, and if the stuff's approved, then they look at the place where they want this money to come from. It's like, I'm not educated enough on all the funding sources to tell, am I gonna tell someone on her team or the TA where this kind of money's gonna come from? That's why they have that senior finance team. So it's tough, I just don't know what all the things that are.
What the options are.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I
Well,
know
it comes to $166,608, so I assume it would be a portion, or the majority portion of the Highland Common after they take out for payroll and.
What comes, including the ambulance? The 100,000?
If not, I assume we would touch the Public Safety Stabilization Fund for the balance.
Uh,
I think the ambulance one, they said would come
Would come from
of
ARPA? Yeah.
but they would have the ability later on, they voted to later on, have the ability to take it out of EMS and repay the ARPA fund.
Yeah.
So I
So-
don't know about, there's been no discussion at all, even when I went over this with the TA, about where it comes from.
Yeah. So we really would be talking about just the AADs and the PPE, which is
Highland Commons.
50,000.
Yeah.
And I think Highland Commons makes a ton of sense for that,
Yeah.
because that's,
Janet, is that where the Finance Committee would expect the money to come from?
I would think so. I mean, we haven't talked about this yet, so.
Well, we don't have our numbers yet,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's sort of whistling Dixie.
Yeah, I hear you, yeah. I was gonna say some of this, probably the one-time fee stuff can come out of some of the opera money, but I don't know. I don't think they've really designated any of those funds yet, but they've gotta start because it's gotta be spent by, what is the deadline, Eloise?
I thought it was the year 2023,
Yeah, so we,
but I don't know if it's January 1 or December
Oh.
30th.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that would suck if we,
yeah, we have to.
Lost
we
all
have
that
to-
money.
Yeah, we have to start thinking, I don't know why, well, it's
Yeah,
really.
but that's up
it's
to the
select-
selectmen.
Exactly, it's, hopefully they're on it. So this is all I did just for my own purpose, but then I realized, I think this is everybody's draft, so do you want me, I put a replacement PP, do you want me to change this now to today's date? Because we've added just those 2 items, just to keep us
can you,
honest.
I'm
I
not
didn't make a-
familiar with
I didn't make a
Google.
copy, and I should have probably made a copy.
I was gonna say, is there a way to just save it as something else?
Well, yeah, I can make a copy and then delete, I can make a
Just
copy.
leave the original there and then do a save as and then
Well,
today's
it's in
date,
a
and that-
Google Drive, so you have to make a copy, it's not a save as, so,
Oh.
but I already added it to the, so I'm going to this copy, I'm gonna change it to today's 05, oh, happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. And then I will go back, I'm gonna leave it copy of, it's only gonna be me, and then I'm gonna go back to this one, and I'm just gonna remove these 2 lines that I took out, added. That's all I did anyways, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Delete rows 24 and 25, there, now I haven't changed it.
Nicely done.
But I do have this new one, which nobody is, oh yeah, everybody has it. Oh, I'm the owner now. Well, I don't want to be the owner, but everybody has editing.
Enjoy
and
owning
then,
something.
yeah, okay. I had to keep myself like, you know what I mean? If I would not have remembered all that. Okay.
Anybody have any other questions for fire? I know you have training,
Yep.
something.
Officers meeting at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you
Thanks for
very
doing
much
your
for
time.
coming in.
Always good to see you guys.
Okay.
We appreciate when it's something exciting.
Jan, you also, always good to see you.
You're funny. Enjoy the little ones over the holidays.
Can't wait. You know what? 3 years and one's 3 years and one's just 10 months.
Oh, so much fun.
All right.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Anna,
Yes.
do you want to accept the minutes of November?
Oh, thank you for pointing that out. I do. Does anybody have any objections?
No.
Can I make a motion to accept those minutes?
Well, okay, and then, but are there any changes?
I looked at them and it's on my other computer. I mean, I can find it here, but I had the whole meeting all ready to go. Let me see if I can look in my email, Eloise. I thought there was one thing I had a question on, and it wasn't the lack of the notes, it was the lack of my remembering.
I sent the minutes to everybody who was mentioned, just so that they would know
Oh,
what we
good
were
idea.
talking about.
Nice.
And the only one I heard back from was the TA, and that was the highway bond. And the selectmen had approved ARPA funding in the amount of $25,000 for the weather.
It's in your Gmail, right, or is it in your Verizon? Do you remember?
Gmail. My Verizon doesn't work anymore.
Okay, I got them.
It's just, once they're approved, I need to put them up on my town government under that meeting date, so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to see if I can find them. November 18th?
Yes,
Do you want to read them in teeny tiny print on my phone?
What's the date that she sent them? I had them earlier.
It is 11/23/22
I'll look.
from the town clerk.
Yeah. Oh, from the town clerk, she sent them.
Yes. She has so many people.
I know. No wonder I couldn't find them. November 11th. Town clerk. I'm not gonna remember, so it doesn't really matter. Like I said, it wasn't like a, it was just a question that jogged my memory. I'll remember it and ask her another time. You made a motion. Oh, I can't do anything. I just have to sit here and be quiet. I was gonna second them, but I can't.
You can't even second
Can I
it?
second stuff, Eloise?
Sure, go
I'll
ahead.
second it.
All those in favor of approving the minutes as written, say aye.
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 I believe you.
They look lovely.
I've got cable down
Oh, I see, very nice.
So since I also sent out a spreadsheet at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and since then, Cable has submitted a request for $35,000 for a new server.
We did hear about that.
Yeah.
Right.
At finance, and it's almost has to happen because of software, hardware, and how it all has to like come together.
I know,
And-
but I'm just letting you know
Yeah.
that that wasn't at the meeting, but I
Yeah.
did put it on.
Yeah. Oh,
Otherwise-
but that might have been my question, actually. Was that in the minutes? No. Yes.
Well, it was at the very end.
Yeah.
because-
That, I think that might have been my question, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say we talked about that at finance too.
So that's a new request.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it last time, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw it in one of the reports, but I forgot which one.
Do we have, I'm gonna call it paperwork on that, like a quote for the server and all that sort of stuff?
Not that I know of.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Sounds good.
All I know is what he told me.
I think Kristen was working on something, wasn't she?
Kristen
Kristen, didn't she
and-
say she would help?
And Brittany.
And Brittany.
Oh, Brittany, that's right.
I assume that assumes new software and everything else.
I'm assuming, I don't know what the server, she said that it would make it easier for editing and stuff like that, because everything can go to the server, so it's kind of a time saver in that aspect, but
And the server she's using is quite old, if I remember
it's been
correctly.
here since, before she got here.
Right.
And she's been here 10 years, so.
That's quite old.
Because
Yeah, for a
hardware
server.
itself is not expensive, it's the software
Is
that
there
kills
money
you.
in
yeah.
the
No.
cable account that we appropriate every year?
Some, yes. I
Okay.
don't know the numbers.
That's fine.
Some of that couldn't some of that come out of ARPA too, if we've got to spend that money?
I believe the note that we all received from Kristen said she didn't want to do it in little bits and
Oh,
pieces.
I gotcha, you're right.
And sometimes that's effective and other times that's a disaster.
Not doing it in little bits and pieces is a
Well, I
disaster.
mean, if that's what you need right now,
Right.
then that's what you need right now.
Do we have thoughts as a group as to where cable funding might come from otherwise for this
I
server?
don't know, we don't have the free cash certified yet.
Oh,
If the free cash is substantial, I would like the town to go and repair a lot of the roofs that are, you know, minimum of 20 years. Like this roof still isn't done, but now the public safety portion, that roof is 21 years old. Or at least put the money aside so that when it starts to
Leak.
deteriorate,
right.
you have the money in hand, so you can do it when the weather's good. But that's just my idea.
Well, it certainly would be lovely if some of the previously approved funds would get
Right.
spent on projects that
Like
are
we-
necessary, like the roof for this building.
Yeah, we talked about last
Yeah.
year.
Well,
about
part
this.
of why
2 years.
this
2 years,
didn't
yeah.
is because then Margaret got sick and she ran out of time.
Yeah,
I don't think she appreciated before her surgery how exhausting you are after the surgery.
oh, yeah, Yeah.
And it just is.
yep. Yep,
It certainly is.
yeah.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Tried to tell her.
I do too.
Well,
Everybody wants to be Wonder Woman, but
Your
Not
body
always
will
happen.
say no, and your body will shut down regardless what your head's saying. It just is.
yeah. So here's where I say that I invited school to be here today, Nancy, and this was a date she picked, and I apparently failed to confirm with her, so she's clearly not here. And it is all my fault. I don't, I don't know, we can go over this list of school items if you guys want to come up with a list of questions. I can ask her. I know we don't, as a committee, have much leeway with what the school wants. We pretty much have to say yes.
When is the school gonna meet with the finance committee?
That's an excellent question.
I mean, if that's
no,
gonna be fairly close, I'd just assume wait till then. And then we can have better numbers ourselves,
Yeah.
which we don't have.
Right.
well, we're not meeting again now until January 4th. So,
Yeah, but when are you meeting
yeah,
with the school? You know, if you tell me February 15th, I'll say, ooh, we have an issue.
well, the deadline for the regional, no, that's not right. It's, I thought I had it on here, but this is the calendar year and I don't have the dates.
Because it's almost $1 million.
Is it?
Well, Berlin Memorial's $355 and $355,303, and Tohoto is $544,096. So rounding it up, it's $1 million.
So I do know that some of the things that are listed for BMS are things that were on that facilities survey as being recommended to do. What I don't know is if they're in some sort of catastrophe and need to be done, or if they're just on the list because they're recommended to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm looking to see if she sent us an updated calendar because this calendar from 10/10 draft doesn't have dates on it yet. I'm looking.
Just a quick one, the Tohoto loan is for how many years? You know?
I think normally they're 20, but because it was a tight time of year, I think the state allowed them to go 25 years, so I don't know where they are in their, if they could give you a record of their debt,
Yeah.
that would go a long way.
And why, and you probably don't know, but why all of a sudden do we have to make that payment? And why is that coming across our
Yeah.
desk?
Supposedly, it's, these things are always included there's only one amount for the assessment. That includes the operating budget plus capital. But our part is capital.
I see. So that interest for building is part of the operating budget, even though it's on our list?
they stick it into capital because eventually it will go away
Okay,
as your loan goes down. you
yeah,
know.
it'll go away. It makes sense. We've never seen it before, or it's never
Right,
been noted.
I don't have an updated calendar. I just have that draft that doesn't have any
Okay.
committee. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I should have come
Let's
better
not get upset.
prepared. Oh, I'm not upset. I just kind of can't figure out why I can't find it, but I don't see it in here.
The reason in my other notes on the Bullard House is why they're asking for the architect when they already have the money to do stuff, is because when they looked at how to get a grant from the Secretary of State's office for what they want to do, they can't apply for the grant unless it's stamped by an architect. So rather than get themselves out of the running, they need to get an architect. It is a historic building.
So
Is
that's,
it registered?
Mhm.
so that's the
Both the Bullard House and the town hall.
1870 Town Hall, not this building.
This isn't a town hall, this is the town offices.
Oh, okay.
They have different addresses and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Now, what is this architect actually gonna do for Bullard House?
In other words, if they say you have to do this with the wall or this with, the cellar, they have to stamp it that yes, because it's a historic building, it won't fall down. Particularly if I'm in it, taking a tour, I won't fall through the stairs. Just like I want
That's
to be able to drive
$75,000.
down South Street without falling into the road.
All seem reasonable.
I am a big lady, I have to take that into consideration.
You are funny.
So the 130 that's listed on your spreadsheet, 130,000, it says, community preservation. They've already had 100, right?
They've got money, went to do these things, they looked at the state grant.
Yep.
And they can't do them, or they can't seek reimbursement or a grant unless they're authorized by an architect.
So they're asking for additional funding?
Correct.
So is this 130 additional? Do you
I
know?
will find out tomorrow.
Okay.
At the community planning meeting.
Preservation?
This is capital planning, community preservation.
It's very
I was just gonna
unfortunate
say,
we have
and
so
there
many
will be-
CPs.
Yeah, but there will also be money coming back to community preservation
Right, from,
because of the grant for the land. So there'll be some there that we can.
Yes, but the question that the community, that Tim and Carolyn were asking is, can we turn around and use it the same year we get it? Or does it have to flow through free cash?
So my question to that was, it's already gone through one and we've given it out. Now we're getting it back. So I don't.
We have to make sure we comply with the
Right,
Department
right.
of Revenue rules.
Right. No, I understand, but I
And we're
was.
only mortals.
One more quick question. How much money did we already spend on that Bullard House?
I believe 100,000.
Jesus, but we have nothing to show for.
Oh, the building's still standing.
A lot of people in town are pretty mad about that, and we're wasting money there. That's what I hear. There's a lot of people.
So the only two historical registered according to our town is the Bullard House, and you ready for this one? The Hearst House, which isn't even
Not even there.
here,
here.
Do we know
I'm
where
on
it
the
is?
registry right now. Look, the Berlin Historical Sites, it says the Bullard House, and then it says the Hearst House. It's in dismantled at the moment. I have no idea where it is. Do you know? We're not saying. Okay. It's being repaired? Okay.
we've stopped that.
It's in Berlin.
Oh, good.
Doesn't matter.
It's in pieces, all lined up someplace.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions?
I thought there was something else that just came in from recreation.
Oh, there
Oh,
was.
the-
You
yes.
sent
Yeah.
that?
Pavilion, right?
Yes, the South
Pavilion,
Common
yeah.
Pavilion. But that is, CPA, right? Community Preservation Funds that they're looking to spend.
How much money did they want?
I'm getting there.
120 or some 100.
Have they gotten their sign and stuff up?
I haven't seen it.
I thought I. was told the
123.9.
scoreboard was up.
123,
You know
yeah,
if that's
yeah.
up?
I do not.
I haven't been down to the school, so I can't answer that.
How about the tennis court? What's the hold up there?
I think it's, the last I heard anyway, it was cost, where they asked for, I don't know, 60,000 or 90,000, and it's like 150,000. Something drastically.
It's absolutely out of control, this whole thing.
Well, no, it's same reason that if you bought a car today, it might be a bit cheaper than what you paid 20 years ago.
I stand corrected. It looks like the Bullard House,
Yeah,
the Town Hall are,
I thought those were
Registered.
the only two.
yeah, it's not on the Berlin historical page, but now I just went to the state page and it looks like it's the Town Hall and the Bullard House.
yeah, okay. That would make sense, yeah.
It makes much more sense. Okay. Do we have to vote on this money that they want for the pavilion, or is it, what is the,
Well, I just thought we should at least just acknowledge it.
yeah,
Yeah,
In theory, we have to vote on it, whether
Okay.
or not that has any pull anywhere, I don't know, but in theory, any sort of CPA funding, we're supposed
that
to.
came in the
Does that-
second,
We
I
assume
believe.
they're taking that barn down too, or no?
What barn?
No, they would just put it looked like in the picture, the shade pavilion would just be
Yes, but there's gonna be
adjacent
some
to it.
access road.
I
or-
guess, they'll figure it out
Yeah,
between now and May.
okay.
We've needed an outside pavilion down there for years, is what I'm gonna say.
No, I'm for
I mean,
yeah.
it, you know,
I didn't become aware of it until my father had medication that made him sensitive to the sun. And he could not be out in the sun. Then all of a sudden, light dawned on Marblehead and it became a, you know,
well, it became to my knowledge, when the school wasn't available for the fields, the soccer people that we rented to, and we had a thunder and lightning storm, and we had no place to put these kids.
Yeah.
So, because they couldn't get in the school building. There was a little glitch. I mean, it wasn't, but that was like, wow, if we had a shelter they could go
Yeah.
to, at least they'd be undercover.
Plus they said they're gonna put 6 or 8 picnic tables and stuff, which is good.
That'd be nice too.
Yeah.
yeah, but then my family would want food.
Well, you two are too funny.
The
So-
only other thing we haven't discussed is the Council on Aging Community Center.
My thoughts on that is that it should fall under the town-wide feasibility study, town-wide building feasibility study, which I thought was moving through ARPA.
To the
Funding.
best of my knowledge, the selectmen have authorized up to $75,000 for that.
Where are they meeting now? Downstairs? Council of Aging, no?
I have no idea who's
Oh, I
meeting
don't either.
downstairs.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So they want a new building in the town for Council on Aging, is that where, like a community
I
center?
thought it was Council on Aging because I asked Kristen if the council voted, you know?
Uh-huh.
Was this unanimous? Was it, you know, where, and she said, no, because they wanted it to be all ages. So I said, well, why don't they just use 19 Carter?
Yeah.
And she said, because that's
Private.
private. And I said, but it's nonprofit.
Right.
But they charge you to use it. I think that's part of it. 19 Carter.
Even
Then
that,
the town can, I mean, the same people who would support this would.
I see what you're saying, yep. I don't have anything on the Council on Aging in my, that I can find.
yeah, even if we pay some fee to 19 Carter, it will still be cheaper than maintaining yet
Building a
another
building.
building, yeah.
And again, we have so many buildings in town that
Yeah.
could serve multiple purposes that I hate to investigate building something new without deciding what we're doing with what we already have.
Right.
Who would it have come from, Eloise?
Victoria.
I was just gonna
That's what
Victoria.
I'm looking for here. It says COA,
COA.
multi-purpose / community center.
But they're just asking for the 25,000 for the
For a
feasibility
feasibility study this year. Next year, they want 50,000 for site acquisition. And then fiscal year '26, it would be 70,000 for construction and site improvements. And for 25, okay.
I don't have it, so I can't.
No, it's not in there.
I didn't.
We have the old town barn, we
Can't
can
find it.
clean it up and convert it into Council of Aging.
You
Yeah,
mean
I
the
mean-
salt shed? What's the old town barn? I don't.
Oh, on,
Oh, the
Carter
little,
Street.
on the, yeah. The fire, the highway department.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not processing very well
We're still
today.
not sure we own that. So that's a whole nother debate.
So that's something we'd need to discuss when Kristen is here.
The Council on Aging?
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Then, well, the
But
community,
it's hard to say, yes, I support this, or no, I
If you don't
don't
have all
support
the-
this, when you don't have all the money.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you, Eloise.
You know,
Yeah.
at this point, I feel we're just listening.
At this point, I feel like we're just gathering information.
yeah.
And then once we have some numbers, then we can make some hard, it'll be a
Yeah,
quick meeting to
um,
make some hard decisions.
Some of our meetings, I thought we could sit in a corner and listen while the finance committee interrogates different departments
Mhm.
that we have an interest in. But we'd have to leave a way out, so maybe this corner.
And you, well, if you're all there, can you listen as do we have to like post that we're gonna have a joint meeting? Because if you've got more than one, if you got a quorum, like I'm already gonna be there, so that leaves one more to come to not make a quorum, right?
So we post a meeting.
Okay, yeah, well, that's what I'm just saying, make sure we post is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I can't post till we know the dates.
Yeah, and I don't have them,
And I mean, you know, like the school personnel, they come from a distance,
yeah.
unless they're
Yeah.
gonna have it presented by the school committee members. In which case, the only other thing I would ask them, if they could say, this is priority 1, this is priority 2, and this is,
So are there other departments or other people we want to speak to that we haven't spoken to other than school?
well, Freddie told us about the Board of Health, the transfer station wall.
Yep.
So the only other thing we had is, to the best of my knowledge, the Council on Aging, and now Recreation, and maybe Cable.
And didn't Eric come in and talk about something too, or,
Who?
and, Officer Shatner?
Yeah, well, he talked
Yeah.
about police.
Yeah.
Yep. So we've had police,
That's what I'm saying,
highway,
yeah. Police, highway, fire.
fire, transfer station.
Well, it's Board of Health.
Oh, we haven't had the agricultural commission for the garden fencing?
Garden, yeah,
Oh, well, they
garden
haven't
fence.
talked to you, but I've heard it because I'm on the community preservation.
So that's CPA funds?
Yeah,
And has it been approved?
yes.
Okay.
It was approved in like September. on the off chance that we would have a fall special town meeting, so that they could get permission and then get ready to go first thing
Yep.
in the spring.
That didn't happen, right? We did not have
No, it didn't happen.
it. Okay.
And honestly, having a November 8th election, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
Oh, you must have been just beside yourself thinking of that.
I got here at 4 a.m. and the next day I left around 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
It's a grueling day.
Yeah.
It just is.
Now this garden fence,
Hmm.
what kind of fence are you talking about, $45,000?
Yeah, I don't know. Eloise,
And where
do you
are
know?
they putting
What?
that?
Garden
Down?
fence?
Around the community garden, I assume.
I'm guessing they're probably having
Yeah.
issues with deer, right?
They have.
Probably eating it
I'm
all.
guessing that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I do believe they had some people stealing out of there as well, which is unfortunate.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they have a quote and
Yeah,
They
and
should-
it's been approved.
They should put a camera there to see who's
they have a
stealing.
camera.
Oh, they do?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Not everybody is respectful of
I
everybody's
know,
stuff.
I know.
I'm just impressed people can grow things. I look at stuff and it keels over. So,
I tried to grow my garden and squirrels ate all my tomatoes. I was so mad.
Well, you need netting.
Damn.
or Jack Russell's. I'll rent my dogs out. And they can come
Yeah?
over. Yeah. Your dog doesn't chase squirrels?
No.
No.
He just looks at them, gives them one bark, and then ignores them.
Oh, God. Ours tried to rip them apart.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Okay,
Right.
Okay.
when do we want our next meeting?
I'm going to say we need to hear from Finance Committee about when they're meeting with the school and when we get our number from them, right? Because there's nobody else that we want to get information from.
Well, you know what? I just had this brilliant idea. If I go to my town government, maybe
It'll tell you.
it'll be in the agenda.
Mm.
Because, let's see, capital planning. Finance committee.
And when do you start your road trips?
December 31st.
When you go to Florida?
Mm-hmm. So the first week of January, the third week of January, the first week of February, third week of February, thereabouts.
We'll go with you to Florida.
That sounds
Meeting over there.
great.
I'm opening up the January 4th, which is the next meeting. And it says minutes, TA, transfer. Yeah, she hasn't put anything in.
Because she'll update it
Right.
better
Yeah,
right
yeah,
before,
yeah.
but meanwhile, you're
Yeah,
not supposed
yeah.
to post anything unless
Right,
you have an
right,
agenda.
yeah. She just does it so that we all know when it is, so we can, gets on our calendar.
Yeah.
And that's the only one that's posted right now, but I can send out an email, or, is Kristen away, or,
No,
She's in her
not.
office.
oh,
I
Maybe
believe
she
the
has to-
selectmen meet tonight.
Yeah.
oh.
You don't have a scheduled meeting for the 14th?
No, the 4th.
Okay.
1/4 was
I
what?
see on the calendar, it's got Finance Committee, December 14th.
December 14th.
Oh, December 4th, oh, sorry, did I miss it? Oh, I stand corrected. It still does, oh, no! Budget review, fire and school. There you go, Eloise.
Is that
December
for
4th.
us or?
Nope,
for-
that's finance committee, December 14th. Fire and school.
Is that, do you guys Zoom as well?
That is looks like a live meeting.
Do you have roughly a time for the fire or the school?
It doesn't say, but we're starting at 7:30 and it says fire school, so I'm gonna guess 7:30 and then 8? I don't
Okay.
know. She posted it on November 1st.
It's 7:30?
Mm-hmm. I
So-
don't see that it's a, I'm going back to it. It's not virtual. It's
It's
just
not
it's
virtual.
just a room 226.
Okay.
Is that what we're gonna show up then? Or-
So that's my
yeah.
next question. So I'm unable to attend unless it was virtual. Do you guys want to go? I can post a capital planning meeting at the same time in the same room. If you two, it would be you two, want to attend.
What day of the week is that?
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday, December 14th.
At 7:30?
Yeah, you're here anyways,
I'm here
but
working.
I know. The all finance is always Wednesday night. It's been
Well,
Wednesday.
that's what I thought, but
Yeah.
So John, do you want to go and
take notes.
investigate the school?
Yeah, just listen there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then you won't have to post a meeting.
Then I won't have to post a meeting.
Because I'm not a voting member, so that doesn't matter, right? Or does it?
Will it still just be
1,
two
2,
of
3,
you?
4. Well, how many? That's
We're supposed to be 5.
Oh, okay. So.
So,
Okay.
It
We
was
wouldn't be a
always supposed
quorum.
to be an odd number.
I thought so, but I didn't.
yeah. If
We
could
need
get
a
the
member.
We could.
Sort
we
of.
need one.
Gotcha, Eloise. Good one.
Okay,
Alright.
so
Okay.
after that, 12/14, which is primarily a finance committee member, when do we next
Right.
want to meet?
Do you want to do the week before Christmas?
Oh.
Or do we want to wait? I would.
How about you talk to June and find out when she finds out when she'll have
Numbers.
the numbers?
Sure.
Yeah, because
I can
it's,
do
we
that.
just sit here and just to talk. I like visiting with you all.
Right, but we don't need to. We don't need to do that. We don't need to be recorded to do that.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
And even if we meet on the 14th, that's next week, you still could post, the 15th
Yeah.
or the 16th to have it, meet before, the middle of the next week. Or you could post a meeting and then just cancel it if we don't need it. That's another option.
That is always an option. It's just, it'd be more fruitful if we had actual numbers at this point.
Right.
I believe my grad class, I'm gonna just end, it's not ending, but I think our
You have a
last
break?
is the 8th. I don't think I have a class the 15th, but I will know that on the 8th, so I will let you all
Well,
know.
send us
Yeah,
an email.
Yeah.
So-
send email.
And then I can,
Yeah, why don't we wait then to schedule our next meeting? I'll reach out to June right now and ask her about numbers. We'll see when your grad class is, and then we'll see what the school has to say, and then we'll go from there.
I'm gonna
Okay,
Does that sound like a
we're
plan?
gonna send us-
Meanwhile, can we
Yeah.
set up a meeting in January,
Yes.
just in case
Yep.
there is nothing?
Yes. So best for me in January would be the week of the 9th.
What day of the week?
I could do, oh, you can't do Wednesday. I could do Monday the 9th at this same 5 or 5:30 time. Again, I could do Wednesday or Thursday or Friday.
So, the 9th. I don't have anything the 9th. What was the other day? I'm sorry.
Wednesday night, but Eloise,
And I have
Works.
FinCom.
and then the 12th you have class.
Yeah.
Right. Or
Well,
Friday the
class
13th.
isn't until a 7. So if we met at 5:30 and we only,
Met
met an hour, that would work for me, if you think. Because we've been here now, it's 6:30, so it's just an hour. We don't
An hour.
usually meet more than an hour, so
Right, yeah.
if that works for people.
It works for me, I have no obligations.
Yeah, my class is from 7 to 8:30,
Okay.
so.
So Monday or Thursday, either one.
Doesn't matter.
Thursday is best for me.
Okay. Thursday the 12th then at 5:30? Or 5?
It doesn't matter, whatever works for you. You wanna do 5? Can you be here for 5?
I can, at this moment in time, I can.
Okay. I'm gonna put it in until you post it, so I have it. Capital planning, 5.
So January 12th.
Thursday, January 12th
At 5 p.m.
at 5 p.m. Unless we need some, and if we need something sooner, we will schedule that.
Okay.
Okay.
So what am I asking June for funding wise? There's specific words. Like, am I asking her when free cash should be certified or?
Yes.
Okay.
As well as what was the Highland Common number that they used last year? Because I know they take some personnel salaries out of it, so you can't look at it and say, oh, well, we've
Right.
got the whole thing.
Right.
Oh,
And
we
you-
talked about that. I think it's one fire, one police.
Yeah, but I don't
yeah.
know how, you know,
Yeah.
what
yep,
kind of
yep,
money are we
Yeah,
talking?
yeah.
And if you have, how much do we have in the public safety stabilizations? Or the regular stabilization?
And I'm assuming this might be something we'll talk about later, but that we want to continue adding to capital planning stabilization as well.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you can't make that determination till you know how much money you have to start with.
Right. Well, you can want to add to it.
I don't
But whether or
want
not
to waste
you-
my time.
No, you don't waste your time with wanting?
Nope.
Okay. So shall I go ahead and adjourn us? Any further questions, concerns?
Yep.
Okay, I'm calling it at 6:38 PM. We are adjourned.